Yeah, look, the one-day series was challenging. Certainly the first ODI we had our chance to win it, and then outplayed in the second one. And the third one we were sort of lined up well too. So although on paper 3-0, I thought it was a pretty competitive series. And then the T20, yeah, it's been pretty even throughout. So always nice to come to a decider, particularly at a lovely stadium like this. Yeah, well, exactly as you've said. There's a lot of experience and learnings to take from a series. Obviously, the Indian side's playing so well in ODI cricket at the moment and T20 as well. So certainly coming here and touring, I've been here many times before, but every time I come, I learn something new, and I think it's something as a group we can review how this tour went and take learnings certainly through to the World Cup in 6 months' time. But at this stage, it's very much a focus on tomorrow night. We're a team that sort of rolls game by game and series by series, so the focus is very much for tomorrow night. What do I think about it? Just generally? Yeah, look, love playing here. The crowd's obviously unmatched around the world, so there's no doubt I get plenty of energy and adrenaline from them. The pitches, more often than not, have good pace and bounce. We've had a few interesting wickets in the T20 series, but yeah, there's certainly pace and bounce, and I've got fond memories, obviously, from last year playing out on this ground. So, an exciting place to come and bowl. It's certainly different to back home, but no, I always enjoy my time in India. Yeah, I bowled my 4 in the first game. I actually enjoyed bowling on it. The cross seamers sort of spat a little bit, got a bit of extra pace and carry. To be honest, even Arshdeep bowling to me in the last game, there was a little bit of pace and carry, but clearly spin was the right option. So I know Sats cracked a joke about asking if I bowled off spin. I can confirm I don't. But nah, certainly an exciting match. And I think, we play a lot of T20 here in India, around the world, and we have those high-scoring games. And as a bowler, it might sound a bit funny, but I think sometimes those sort of lower scores, probably not the 100, but lower score games actually are just as exciting and bring in a good battle between bat and ball. And so I think for the game, it's great. Certainly, I'm sure fans prefer the big high-scoring matches, but as a cricket player, they can be pretty exciting. Certainly, I found the last game very exciting. Yeah, look, I think even with Tim and Trent there, we sort of like to think of ourselves as a pack, as you said. So we have leaders in it, but at the same time, everyone's voice is very much heard. And a big thing of the young players coming through is that their voice needs to be heard too, and they see the game and play the game differently. For sure, I've had a bit more experience here, so naturally relaying that information to them is important. But even Blair Tickner, he's come here and done exceptionally well and understood the conditions from an A series he played here. He's had experience, and then he's brought that into this series, both the ODI and the T20, and he's offering a lot of good information and clarity, and I think that's probably a huge positive of the Black Caps, is that everyone gets a say, and we're a collective trying to win the game, and certainly it's nice to have some young bowlers coming through and getting that opportunity and experience. Yeah, hold him in a very high regard, certainly from day one. Playing underneath him at Gujarat, a clear leader within the group, and demands the audience very quickly, but at the same time, I guess a similar in a Kane sort of sense that he has time for everyone in the group. So I think, as you can see, he's done well with India. You can see his body language has been fantastic with the group, and I think he's an exceptional leader for the country, but certainly I enjoyed my time playing underneath him. Fantastic. Oh, well, that's... I actually... it's interesting, even travelling around the cities, how much... obviously, we're travelling with the Indian side, so the reception that we get from all fans, but, cheering, we like to think as much for us at the same time, but... No, I'm sure you've heard it a lot before. Indian crowds are sort of unmatched. Their love for the game is probably the thing that stands out the most. Even when, we get a wicket against India, if it's a good piece of cricket, they clap it and cheer it. And if we hit a 6 or 4, it's sort of the same response. For sure, when India do it, they get more, but you'd expect that here. But I think for some of our young guys, Ben Lister, it's his first tour with us, and certainly coming to the biggest ground in the world, I think it's probably going to be a pretty special feeling for him. And so, yeah, Jacob Duffy, Blair Tickner, it's all the same, but from my point of view, it's very exciting. Yeah, it's a great question. I don't think I have the answer, and it's certainly above my pay grade, but From our point of view, you can understand players when they're at the sort of back end of their careers, but at the same time I know they still want to play for New Zealand, so finding the balance, I'm not sure what that might be. Certainly, as I said, people above the chain to me will work that out, but I think from a player's point of view, we love playing for the Black Caps. We've got, certainly since I've been playing, such a rich history of being very successful, and that's enjoyable to play, and seeing the young talent come through and do well as well is very rewarding. So I think from a player's point of view, we want to play for New Zealand World Cups. That's sort of what kids dream of, and I think there's still a lot of pull for that. I think probably your job as media tend to pump that up a lot more than probably it is behind closed doors, but I think that's great. I think it's awesome. Clearly I'm a huge fan of fast bowling, and I think the camaraderie between fast bowlers worldwide is great. We sort of tend to gravitate towards each other, whether it's at trainings and things. So from my point of view, I love seeing fast bowling, and I know how much work it takes to bowl quick for a long period of time, stay on the park. I've said it before, sometimes, the faster you bowl, it flies for six, top edges, all that's part of the job, and I think as a collective, the guys who bowl quick understand that and gravitate towards each other and try to support. So great to see Imran Malik, rub shoulders with him a lot, and Anrik Nokia. There's lots of guys around who bowl quick, but I think as a group we have a lot of respect for each other.